It's time to do some viewer mail here on Creepy Cheapies, where we look for the best in Halloween masks and the art of monster masks. Dear Dr. Lady, it's a letter from a viewer right here. Dear Dr. Lady, what do you recommend for stands to put my masks on? Well, that's a good question. Actually, there are a lot of different things that work, any number of things that I have my masks on and have for many years. I think I've talked before about the dangers of styrofoam. That's S-T-Y, like where pig lives, R-O, and then foam. Yeah. Styrofoam wig heads are pretty good most of the time, and I've had latex masks that were on styrofoam wig heads for 30 years and didn't deteriorate or rot or get sticky. But you never can say with 100% certainty what sort of chemical might be in the latex that might weaken it towards, might weaken its immunity to styrofoam, or what sort of mold release or something along those lines might have been used on the foam itself that might make it a little bit more dangerous to latex. So I think put a piece of fabric or felt or even a bag, just a plastic bag or something, over the head if you have to do that, and don't use the styrofoam heads with vinyl masks, because those do kind of interact, and the styrofoam has a tendency to eat the top of the mask, and you don't want that. No. You want to save that for your favorite werewolf and let him eat it. Anyway, today's mask here on Creepy Cheapies is another reissue of an old Don Post mask. This was originally from the late 1970s. This is part of the Glowin' Ghoulies line of glow-in-the-dark masks. Let me just, I'll try something here. Let me use my Sontaran Army issue high-powered military-grade flashlight here, and we'll see if we shine some light on him. If he does that look any different? Does that look any brighter? How about, do I look any brighter? Probably not. But does he look any brighter? Let me tell you about this guy. This is the Glow Corpse. Yeah, Glow Corpse. Glow, little Glow Corpse. Grimmer, grimmer. Okay, even for improvised and ad-lib, that was poor. I apologize for that attempt at humor, but look at this great mask, the Glow Corpse. Now, I think I had two of these back in the day, not at the same time. I think I had one, and then I don't know how I lost it, and I think I had a second one years later. And this one, which came out in time for Halloween of 25, was supposed to be out in time for Halloween of 24, but didn't come out until 25. This one from the Creeps at Trick or Treat is just like the original Don Post ones from the late 1970s, just like it. Same sculpture, same casting, same mold. That is from the legendary William Malone, who sculpted this. And these, the new ones look just exactly like the old ones. Now, this comes with a clear plastic shell in there, okay? And the reason for that is so in shipping and storage and so forth, you can lay that down with the face liner in there, and the shell or liner will keep the face from getting all distorted. And the back obviously is a lot less important, and you can kind of punch it in like that, and you could stack them up for shipping or storage or what have you. But when you get this, the first thing you're going to want to do is take off the tag that's on here. It's got a couple of those little plastic universal annoyances holding it on, and then a little eyelet, a little circle in there, so that people who run mask stores can put it on, like a pegboard with a hook, right? You want to take that off, and if you're going to wear the mask at Halloween, you're going to want to take the clear plastic liner out if you want to do any breathing. But for display purposes, that's okay having it in there, even though it's really just for storage and transportation and such. Now, you do want to pop the back of the head out. And speaking of mask stands, what would you put your glow-in-the-dark corpse on? Anything you like, I suppose, but I'm going to take a moment here to recommend something I like. This is a product of an online company called Creation X. And they're not good spellers over there. They spell it with a K. It's K-R-E-A-T-I-O-N-X. Creation X, all one word. And I believe it's all lowercase even, I think. But anyway, they make these stands specifically as mask stands. And the thing I like about this is it's adjustable. They come with like 3 of these pipes. So, you know, obviously if you have a mask that has a big neck and a chest bib in the front, you want something taller than that. Stick another hunk of pipe on there, and then you put this on there. But one is just about right for if you collect like helmets, like Clone Troopers helmets or Star Wars helmets of some type, or medieval helmets or knight in armor helmets or whatever kind of helmets. It's good for that. Or it's good for things like our old buddy the Glow Corpse. Just throw him on there, and there you go, and there he glows. And he does glow in the dark. I don't think you can see it all that well on video, what with the limitations of the Horror Hotel technology of the day. But these are actually made of vinyl, black vinyl, heavy, sturdy black vinyl, exactly like the good old ones from the late 70s. And the only way I think I would know that this was not one of the ones I had 100 years ago and the ones that I saw back in the day, there was one, wait a minute, one difference that I can think of. And if you notice, he has this pinkish red eye. Do you see his pinkish red eye? And the eyelid here, you see that red going on there? Now he does have a little of that color on his mouth, and that was the same. But on the one, or I think ones that I had many years ago, seems to me that eye was the same color as everything else, was just glow in the dark green color. And if you collect Halloween stuff, I'm sure you're familiar with that wonderful, delightful, classic glow in the dark paint color. But that was the same color as everything else, and the only area that was impinkened, it was impinkened around the eyeball, like the eyelid was impinkened, and just like here, but that eye itself was just the same color as the usual glow-in-the-dark classic color. And I never thought Corpse was really a good enough name for him, because for one thing, he's got a fang like he's a half vampire or something. But he's a creepy one, and he's a lot of fun, especially in the dark if people don't know he's there and he comes popping out of the dark. He's pretty scary, even though he's kind of sad looking more than evil and angry and ferocious looking. What a great Bill Malone vinyl classic Glowing Ghoulies mask, and heads off to the creeps at Trick or Treat for reissuing a classic American Halloween mask of yesteryear. Very fun, the Glow Corpse. Whether or not he's got pink around the eye or on the eye, still awesome, awesome thing. Seems to me maybe I had one where there wasn't as much paint on the molded hair and it looked darker than the rest of him. But that's the sort of thing that probably varies from mask to mask. And one more thing, let me tell you what it says on the back here. Don Post Studios. And then it says 1978. Wow, what did I tell you about that whole late 70s business? That's when the Glowing Ghoulies line was making history by being awesome, awesome, vinyl, wearable, spooky masks that glowed great in the dark. And these sell for about 50 bucks online or from the creeps at Trick or Treat. And it took me until now to notice my candles gone out. So we'll just fix that next week.